Hopefully I don't go overboard because I'm known to do that. It's time for the scary part. But I ain't no punk. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm really excited to be doing a review on the new Natasha Denona mini Xenon palette. So this is a newer palette on the market and I'm going to be doing 3 looks in this video. This is look number 1. Personally, I wanted to do 3 looks to see how versatile this one little palette is, but I really only purchased it because I know that I'm going to be using this as a companion palette with a lot of my other palettes. I love the Natasha Denona formula and this is only $29. So if you are on the market for new eyeshadow and you want to try some Natasha Denona but don't want to spend that crazy price point of either $65 or $129 depending on what palette you're getting, then I definitely recommend these mini palettes. I think they're all great. I own almost all of them, so the quality is the same is the point, and it's a fraction of the cost and you get to just test out her palettes. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I do a ton of product reviews just like this. I also do a ton of colorful makeup looks, which were not really colorful today. This is an anomaly, I promise you. But yeah, if that sounds like something that interests you, then I would love for you to join my fam, and let's get into this video. So like I said, this palette is $29 and this collection came out with a bunch of stuff. I believe even her liquid liner was part of this collection, even though it launched I think like a week or 2 early. I did pick that up, by the way, and I'm going to be testing it in an upcoming testing new makeup. I'm not sure why it launched beforehand, but whatever. There were some other gel liners and some other eyeliners that were also part of this collection, but I'm just like not really in the market for any of that. I was really only interested in this palette. I like the mini palettes because I think they're travel friendly. I'm going to Puerto Rico in November. I'm also going to New York. Oh my god, November is so exciting. Just think that this would be a perfect companion palette. I mean, I've used it twice now. I'm going to do a 3rd look right now. The swatches impressed me quite a bit. The only one that wasn't so impressive, and I've seen a lot of people swatch this shade, is the black. I'm glad that there's only one metallic in this palette and the rest are matte because you could really do a whole lot of looks with this. Anyway, the black didn't really swatch that well, but you cannot judge eyeshadows by swatches. It's how they perform on the eyes, and honestly, you do not want a crazy intense pigmented black because then it's harder to blend out. You can build it up and it's really, really nice, but I will tell you my thoughts along the video while I'm doing the looks. I cannot wait to use this as a companion palette, so that's really what I bought it for. That's what it's intended for my purposes, but I just love the whole aspect of a silver smoky eye as well. There's a time and place for it. Oh my gosh, I forgot that I wanted to mention this story. So my senior prom, I had this vision of doing, like, it was when I was getting into makeup, by the way. I was like, I'm gonna do my own prom makeup, and my mom was like, I should do it for you, and she did end up doing my makeup for me, and I'm glad she did because I wanted to do a silver smoky eye very similar to this, and that would have been so tragic. Tragic. There's a time and place for this. I just thought that it wouldn't match with my dress. It was like a really pretty orange. The way she did my makeup was lovely. It was a nice bronze moment because it matched my orange dress. Like, what was I thinking wanting to go with this? I think there's a time and place for this. I think that this is a gorgeous look. You can do a lot of looks with just this palette alone. A silver smoky eye is totally a vibe. But let's get into the looks and you guys let me know what you guys think. Okay, so this first look, I really want to make it super simple. I want to show that you could make this a wearable-ish palette. I wouldn't say every day because like I don't think I'm gonna stretch it that far. So I did already prime my lids with my P. Louise base and a little bit of my CoverGirl concealer. I will have linked down below, listed and linked down below, everything that's on my face in case you're interested, because I used some of my Pretty Holy Girl products today. If I do say so myself, we're looking pretty snatched. I also did a tan last night. I washed it off this morning. It's still developing. It's not gonna be the darkest it's gonna be, but this happened. I was using a new glove. I don't like it because I somehow still got it on the palms of my hands. It is what it is. I'm gonna take a really fluffy brush. This is the Refer 01 brush, and I'm gonna take the shade over here, the lightest one. Do these have names? Yeah, Puff. Puff is the lightest white shade over here. I'm gonna take that like all over my crease. I don't know if it's gonna do much. My crease is pretty white even with the concealer and all that, but it's just gonna like help blend everything together. It is definitely a very creamy off-white shade. I'm actually just gonna take it all over my brow bone as well. Might as well. If you have darker skin, it'll work like an actual eyeshadow for you, but for me it's just kind of like setting my base, which I don't normally like to do, but it's okay because this is gonna be like more wearable look, so we don't want like intense pigmentation. Next, I'm gonna take a Refer 14 brush. It's like a fluffier brush, but it has more of like a tapered end. I'm gonna take the next shade. I'm gonna work this way, except I don't think I'm gonna use this one. I don't think. I might use it in the inner corner, like the sparkly shade. Let me tell you, that shade was stunning when I swatched it. There's a lot of kickback with this one, so you gotta be careful. Maybe it wasn't the wisest decision to do my base first, but whatever. I'm actually just gonna also take this on the lid because I think that's gonna be my lid shade, or at least part of my lid shade. The opacity is really nice on this shade and it's actually blending out quite nicely, so I really like that. Really quick, I'm gonna go in with the same like bone colored shade and just blend some on my lid as well into the gray shade. Let me tell you, these shades blend out so nicely. I'm taking a little bit more of Puff, which is the white shade, and just kind of blending out the outer edges. It's so pretty. Like, what? Very impressed so far. I do want to deepen it out a little bit. Hopefully I don't go overboard because I'm known to do that. But I'm gonna take the shade Gloom. It's the darker gray, and this is a Rephr 13 brush. It's a little more dense, so it's gonna pack on color. So I'm gonna take a very light hand and just kind of try to blend it into the crease. Yeah, I took too much. I'm scared. I'm just gonna take the same brush I took, the lighter gray shade, and just kind of like help out. I don't want it to look like black. I really don't. You have to be careful with this if you want this to be like an everyday look and you don't want to go overboard and smoke out everything too much. This isn't even the black. It's the dark gray and it's very, very pigmented, so you have to be very careful. I'm gonna take that into my crease and the outer corner just to deepen it out a bit. That's pretty though. I'm gonna take a little bit more, whatever's left on my brush, and just kind of diffuse that. It blends out like no problem. It's just, you gotta be careful. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the light gray and just kind of diffuse that edge there. I'm gonna take the black. You can totally like skip this part if you want to leave it like this. Beautiful everyday cool tone look if that's what you're going for and it's not too over the top. But I want to go in with the black. I want to see how the black performs as an eyeliner. You can totally do just your upper, like right really close to your lash line, or you could do a wing like I'm about to do, but I am gonna start just on like really close to my lash line. I'm taking a Rephr 03 brush. It's a very small pencil brush, so it's perfect to get right up in there, and I do kind of want to smoke it out. It does not have to be perfect. That's the great part about black shadow, especially ones that blend easily. Hopefully this one does. You can just kind of like not really be too precise with it because you'll end up blending it out. Definitely recommend starting in the outer edge and then bringing it in toward your inner corner. I'm loving this black because it's not crazy pigmented, so it gives you like time to blend it out, but it's very buildable. This is the type of black you need. You don't want a crazy pigmented one because that's scary. I'm gonna start winging it out a little bit and seeing how that goes with this brush. I might have to switch brushes, we'll see. This is a great way to get like a really nice soft wing. You know what I should try with this palette is that reverse cat eye thing that's going around. Still have not tried that, but this is like a scary thing to do that with. I don't know why. This actually worked quite well. I think I'm gonna leave it pretty soft like that. Wow, that's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do something on the lower lash line. I guess I'll take this Rephr 28 brush. It's like a flat brush, and the dark gray shade. Oh my, it looks like the black. I will blend it out though with the other gray shade. Yeah, with that one you have to take a really light hand. I just wish that this gray shade was a little bit less pigmented and you could just build it up too, because otherwise it looks exactly like the black. Do you see that? Now I'm gonna take a Rephr 02 brush and the lighter gray shade and just kind of like start blending that. I'm gonna, you know what, no, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna take the same brush I used in the top. This needs help blending out for sure. I'm gonna take the lighter gray shade. With this eye, I started with the lighter shade and then now I'm going in with the darker gray, and I think that that's the way to do it. So it looks a little bit more like the way we did it in the crease. It looks kind of darker on this eye, so definitely start with the lighter shade. It is much easier to gradually go this way, so you could totally go in with this shade in the inner corner. It'll look beautiful, make it pop a little bit. But I'm actually gonna take a tiny bit of this, what's it called, chromatic shade, which is gorgeous. I'm gonna like blend it out almost into nothing, so I get a little bit of sparkle. I know that this shade will build up based on the swatch. I just want like a little something in the inner corner. I don't want it to be so boring, but I also don't want it to be crazy sparkly and take away from the rest of the look. I'm feeling the no lashes look with this. I really want like people to see the wing, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna leave it at mascara, but you could totally pop on like a really nice small pair of lashes that flare out at the end, and then it will look super cute and it's a nice everyday look. I do want to do my lip on camera because I'm trying some new products. Well, kind of. This is not new. I'm just gonna line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Iconic Nude, which the last time I used this I felt was a little too warm tone for what I'm going for today, but let's see how it goes because I am using a new lipstick, new formula to me, so hopefully, yeah, this is a little more cooler than I remember. Okay, we're good. I'm probably gonna keep this lip on for the rest of the video, so like the other two looks that I'm gonna do, but I just thought I would show you what I'm wearing. Trying to talk while doing lip liner is so stupid. I have my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude lipstick in the shade Maria, and this is the component. That's what it looks like. I bought this so long ago and I just haven't used it yet. This is what the shade looks like. This is again Maria. Oh, it's a little more warm than I would like, but this is the only one that I've picked up so far, and I just really want to try the formula. And since this is a Natasha Denona video, I thought it would be a good time to do that. I love this because it is a nice contrast to the lip liner. It's a little more warm than I would like. It's not as cool toned. It's not bad actually. I'm looking in the viewfinder. It looks a little bit more neutral. This is a lipstick that is definitely good for like the center to give dimension. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the lip liner and just kind of like contour. I'm really digging this lip combo though. Oh my gosh. I knew I made the right decision. It's a nice, comfortable, like satin finish, I would say. It is like really creamy. Yeah, creamy is the right word. And comfortable. And it's not gonna crack. You're not gonna get those butthole lips. Oh my gosh. I'm living for this first look. Let me know what you guys think. I do love the way this turned out. I think it's a nice, very wearable, everyday look. Okay, so for this next look, we're gonna go a little more dramatic, but I am gonna start, because I think the best way to use these colors in general is lightest to darkest. So I'm still gonna start with this shade over here and kind of do this similar situation where I just kind of like buffed it all over my crease. I feel like it does help blend the other shades. Like I said, it is more of a bone color. It's not like a stark white, but it just is a great addition to any eyeshadow palette. I just think that it helps kind of blend out all these edges. I'm gonna also put it on my brow bone. And next I'm gonna go in with Mist, which is the light gray. I'm gonna do a halo eye for this look. I'm gonna pack it on the outer part. You know what? I might do the entire crease, but I'm gonna start on the outer part and then the inner part. I'm actually gonna wing it out a tiny bit. Might as well take this on my lower lash line. That's where I'm headed anyway. I'm gonna make this really smoky though, so building up color, blending out color. I'm taking it in the inner part. I just love this shade. You know, if I like these so much, I think I need to get the Glam palette. I have the mini Glam, but I don't have the Glam. I'm gonna blend this quite far up. Oh, and I'm taking a Refer 14 brush for this. I'm using the same brush as I used last time. Same color, same brushes pretty much, so I don't need to even clean my brushes. It's gonna take a little bit more of puff, blend out the outer edges. I love these two together. You can't really even see it. I don't think like on camera you're like, that color does nothing, but no, it really does like help blend everything out. It's time for the scary part. I'm going to take the gray shade. I'm gonna dip in once and see how that goes. I'm gonna start in the outer corner and just kind of blend upwards and outwards. You definitely can build this color. Okay, I'm glad, because last time I got a little carried away. It looked a little bit more like a muted black, you know what I mean? But now I think it's doing pretty well. I'm gonna bring this in a little bit on my lid as well. I just messed up. The key to this shade is just tapping it once. Just tap it once every time you use it, so you don't need a lot of product, because what I just did, it gets really overboard really quickly. But I'm gonna take a little bit more of the other shade, the lighter shade, and just kind of blend out the outer edges here, and it blends really, really nicely. There's no issue blending whatsoever. It's just, you don't want to get carried away. It's just easier to add products, build it up, rather than take away products. I'm really happy these are blending out super nicely. I'm also blending a little bit more of that gray shade in the inner corner, the inner part. These colors are really tricky, and I could see how this would be very intimidating for a lot of people, but so far I'm not having any issues with any of these shades. I'm just overall very impressed. Also gonna be taking that on my lower lash line. Just gonna take the same brush really, really close to my lower lash line and just kind of blend that in there. Really, really minimal amounts of product. Now that we're all nice and blended, I'm gonna take the black, which hopefully I'm scared. This is a Morphe M506 brush. It's a little bit not as dense as the other brush I was using for the dark gray. Yeah, okay. This is a very great black. Like, it is buildable. It's not easy to get carried away with this shade. Even if you grab a lot, it just is really, really minimal, and it blends very, very easily. You don't need to really be too careful with this, but I recommend using a fluffy brush like this. I'm gonna go in with, that's the wrong brush, with the dark gray. No additional product actually, just the brush that I use for the dark gray, and just kind of diffuse them together. I love the gradient it's making. Doing the same thing in the inner part, very, very lightly. I hate this crease, man. There's nothing I can do about it. I want sushi. So random, but it's lunchtime. And then for the lid, I'm gonna take obviously the silver. This is gonna be the star of the show. We'll see if I have to spray or use my finger or do anything, but I'm just gonna take a Refer 28 brush and just kind of put that in the middle. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. To be honest, I don't know if I want to make this a spotlight eye or a halo eye. I'm just gonna place it and then we'll decide. I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of intensify. Now that I don't have those long claws, these are press on and they're horrible and I hate them, and my nails are dying. I need like nail surgery. I don't even know. My nails are dead from getting acrylic so many months in a row and having to take them off and all that. Yeah, I think I am gonna go for the halo eye though. I want something in my crease. I don't want the shimmer in my crease. I'm taking whatever's left on my brush and just kind of buffing that in my crease. I recommend either using concealer in the middle, glitter glue of some sort if you don't want it to get everywhere, but to be honest, it doesn't really bother me. I think it looks really pretty. I'm taking a little bit more of the black though, blending that toward the center. Everything is blending so nicely. Do want to pack on a little bit more of the silver shade though. Make sure it's really nice and pigmented. It is really pigmented. This formula is stunning. It is so metallic and opaque, but it does kind of get everywhere. I'm gonna take the black shade on the lower lash line as well, just really smoke this all out. And I'm gonna take this shade over here in the inner corner. That looks really pretty. Okay, so this is the final second look. I love how this turned out. I'm obsessed with how these colors blended out into this look. The only thing I would say I would do differently maybe next time is use, like I said, a glitter glue or some sort of concealer in the center, because the metallic shade is just very, very metallic. It kind of got everywhere on all the other shades and it kind of like lost its like blended effect, you know what I mean? Something else that I noticed about this palette is that there's zero fallout, which is incredible considering how pigmented they are. I also added some black to my waterline. I don't think I mentioned that, but obsessed with how this turned out. Let's go to look number 3. For this last look, I'm gonna go even smokier if that's even possible. Guess what shade I'm gonna start with? Guess. Just guess. Did you guess? All right, yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. I'm just gonna take it all over my crease. You know the drill with this. I'm gonna take it like on the outer corner as well because I want something that's going to help everything blend together, and this is the shade that kind of does that. A lot of people might see this as a useless shade. I think it's fabulous. It's probably the shade I'm gonna hit pan first. I got tinnitus. Ow. Oh my god, I hate when that happens. Oh, my ears are ringing. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with, obviously, you guessed it. What's the name? I should know the names by now. Miss. I'm gonna take a Refer 14 brush, the same thing. Same situation. I just want to see how this black does on the lid. A lot of people might think I'm crazy for this, but I just really am curious. I'm gonna wing this out a little bit and just do like a carbon black smoky eye, which by the way, if you are new to me, I am getting certified to be a pro makeup artist. Pro makeup artist. One of my homework assignments is to do a carbon black smoky eye. I just want to see if this is a good option for that. This palette might be the perfect thing I need for that because I need to make sure that everything blends really nicely and create a carbon black smoky eye that doesn't look like you got punched in the face or you're a raccoon. Next, I'm going to take the Gloom shade, which is the dark gray, and do the same thing. Stamp it on the outer corner. Shoot, I forgot. One tap. That's all you need, girl. This I actually have to blend into the crease, so I have to make sure, take my time and make sure it is nice and blended out. So it creates like a nice gradient to the black that's gonna go on the lid, which I'm scared. Quite wish I cleaned off my brushes though, not gonna lie. There's like bits of sparkle kind of everywhere, but you know what? It is what it is. Do as I say, not as I do. Just taking a little bit more of that light gray shade and blending out the outer edges. I think I might build up more of the darker gray. Might as well. It's really just like a back and forth situation with these kinds of colors. You gotta place the color, blend it out, place the color, blend it out. A lot of people are thinking that this, because it doesn't swatch well, probably won't lay well on the lid because it's not the most intense matte black, but I ain't no punk. So I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm just going to pat it on the lid. Pack it, pat it, same thing. There's still some shimmer. The shimmer does not go away. I'm gonna take the same brush I used in the last look, the Morphe M506, a little bit more of the black, blend it up into the crease. I just love how not crazy intensely pigmented this black is. You really have a lot of time to blend out, and you can also build it up if it's not intense enough for you. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the darker gray. I really like this gradient though. It doesn't look like a crazy intense smoky eye where you got punched in the eye. What do you guys think? I think this is awesome. It looks super vampy. I tried to intensify the black on this eye to get rid of that stupid sparkle, but it's not coming out, so it is what it is. It's gotta stay like that. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna take the same brush, Refer 28, and just kind of start smoking out the outer part. I might go in with the sparkle on the rest of it. We'll see. Now I'm gonna take some of the dark gray shade and just blend out underneath. And of course, I'm taking the lighter gray shade, just kind of connecting that toward the outer corner too. I'm gonna take some of the metallic silver shade situation. I'm gonna start in the inner corner and see how I feel about bringing it down. You know what would look super cute, and I was thinking about this, about doing this, is putting this metallic silver shade on top of the black. It'll look so freaking pretty. Yep, I'm gonna bring it in the inner part of my lower lash line too. just for funsies. I'm gonna blend some over here just so it doesn't look like a harsh line. This is the final look. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm happy with every single look. I mean, every single look is a vibe, honestly, like a different vibe. So you have to be like in the mood. I can honestly say that I will get a ton of use out of this palette, whether it's I do looks like this or I use it in combination with another palette. I don't have a color story like this in my collection. I will say if you own the ColourPop Blow and Smoke palette, you don't need this palette, especially because it has literally identical shades. I don't own it, which is why I wanted to pick this one up. If I had the other one, I probably would not have picked this one up. What I do like about this is that it's so small and tiny and compact, and it's travel friendly. There's so many things you can do with this palette. I feel like a lot of people, they may look at this and think it's really kind of boring. While it is, like, I prefer colorful situations, I really do like the way this turned out, and I think that this is a very nice, a very fun palette, and I think you can create a lot of looks with it. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys pick it up? I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hello everyone, for today's, oh, what? I did already plan, there's a lot, oh, my eyeball, my contact. So many months in advance. I mean, in advance, what? Can't find the brush I want. Where are you at? What is happening though? I feel like there's something in my ear. How weird, I don't like that.